In a world where positivity is often celebrated and encouraged, it may seem counterintuitive to label any form of positivity as toxic. However, toxic positivity is a real and significant issue that can have detrimental effects on mental health and well-being. In today's video, we'll delve into the concept of toxic positivity, explore its characteristics, and discuss the harmful impact it can have on individuals and communities. I'm Jo Banks. I've been a professional executive business coach for 15 years, and I'm sharing what I know. Before I get into the detail of today's topic, I would be so incredibly grateful if you could just take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because it really does make such a massive difference to helping me build this channel. So I really appreciate it if you do that. I'll be honest, a couple of weeks ago, I was delivering some mental toughness resilience training to a group of about 25 people. One gentleman was actually quite aggressive towards me when I was explaining how we can change our thoughts and retrain our brains to be more positive. I was discussing the fact that we have automatic thoughts that keep us stuck in a negative pattern. Science has proved that we have between 50,000 and 70,000 thoughts a day, and up to 95% of those thoughts are the same every day. So I was explaining the biology and neuroscience behind all of this when he piped up, "Oh, you're just being happy clappy. You can't just think positive if your life's..." That's toxic positivity. That's what that is. Now, at no point during the session did I say, just think positive and everything will be great. I am nothing but a realist, and this is probably as good a point as any to share some of my background, because I don't think I've done that so far. I've now worked with tens of thousands of people, and over the years and with all of those big numbers, I have never come across one person that's even remotely as negative as both of my parents. Being raised in such a negative environment inevitably meant that I was negative too, because we absorb the thoughts, behaviors, values, and beliefs of our parents in the first instance. That's how we get programmed. It was only when I started doing the work, and that's what we call self-development, about 20 years ago now, that I realized there was another way of being. I'll be completely honest, it was actually a huge shock to the system when I realized that I was the epicenter of all my problems. Wherever there was a problem, I happened to be there too. That realization and that kind of downward spiral I went into for a while after that caused what I now know to be what we call a dark night of the soul. And absolutely nothing would ever be the same again. I'll definitely discuss this in more detail in other videos, but I just want to give you a quick overview now. Since then, I've been on a never-ending quest to make sense of my negative upbringing and find the very best tools, tips, techniques, skills, anything I possibly could to overcome my childhood neglect, trauma, and abuse. With all of that background, I am never going to come from a place of toxic positivity. If nothing else, given that background and all of the hurdles I've had to overcome to get to where I am a realist, and everything I share with you on this channel has been tried and tested by both me and thousands of coaching clients and delegates who've attended my training. There is nothing happy, clappy, toxic positivity here. Back to the story. As the workshop developed and the delegate started to understand the neuroscience and how thoughts are formed, as well as how to change his negative thoughts, he relaxed and joined in more constructively. He actually came over to me at the end and thanked me and apologized for his negativity. So let's get back to the topic at hand, toxic positivity. Part 1, Defining toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is the extensive and unhealthy emphasis on maintaining a positive attitude, even in situations where it is neither natural or appropriate. It involves invalidating and suppressing authentic emotions, particularly negative ones, in favour of always appearing happy and optimistic. While the intention behind toxic positivity may be well-meaning, it often leads to emotional denial, repression, and the dismissal of genuine feelings. Denial of negative emotions. One key characteristic of toxic positivity is the refusal to acknowledge and express negative emotions. People who practice toxic positivity may dismiss feelings of sadness, anger, grief, or anxiety, labeling them bad or unproductive. Pressure to always be happy. Toxic positivity places immense pressure on individuals to maintain a facade of happiness at all times, even when they're going through difficult or challenging experiences. This can lead to a sense of isolation and shame for those who are struggling. Minimisation of pain. Those who engage in toxic positivity often downplay the severity of someone else's pain or suffering by being overly simplistic in their solutions or responses like, just think positive or everything happens for a reason. Invalidating emotions. Toxic positivity invalidates an individual's emotions by suggesting that they're wrong or inappropriate for feeling the way that they do. Phrases like, you shouldn't feel that way, or one of the ones that I really detest is, there are others far worse off than you, can be harmful and dismissive. Fear of being a burden. People subjected to toxic positivity may develop a fear of burdening others with their problems or emotions. They may suppress their feelings to avoid inconveniencing friends and family. Part 2. The harmful effects of toxic positivity. Suppressed emotions. Perhaps the most evident harm of toxic positivity is the suppression of genuine emotions. When individuals are pressured to hide their true feelings, it can lead to emotional repression, which can eventually manifest as psychological issues such as anxiety and depression. Lack of emotional authenticity. Toxic positivity promotes a culture of emotional inauthenticity, where individuals feel compelled to wear a mask of perpetual happiness. This can hinder genuine connections and conversations, preventing the expression of vulnerability and mutual support. Prolonged grief and trauma. When people are told to move on or get over it too soon after a traumatic event, it can prevent them from properly processing their emotions and healing fully. This can lead to long-term emotional scars and unresolved trauma. Increased stress and anxiety. The pressure to maintain a positive facade can be incredibly stressful. People may become anxious about appearing happy, even when they're not, leading to increased stress levels and anxiety disorders. Diminished self-worth. Individuals who constantly feel the need to suppress their authentic emotions may develop a diminished sense of self-worth. They may perceive themselves as weak or flawed for not being able to maintain a consistently positive outlook. Erosion of trust. Toxic positivity can erode trust in relationships because it creates a sense of dishonesty. When people feel that they cannot be authentic or vulnerable with others, it can damage the foundation of trust within relationships. Part 3. How to recognize and combat toxic positivity. Recognizing toxic positivity is the first step in addressing this harmful mindset. There are some strategies for identifying and combating toxic positivity. Self-awareness. Reflect on your own attitudes and responses to negative emotions. Are you guilty of invalidating or suppressing your own feelings? Awareness is the first step towards change. Encourage open communication. Create an environment where it's safe for individuals to express their true emotions without fear of judgment or dismissal. Encourage honest conversations and active listening. Practice empathy. Try to understand and empathise with the emotions and experiences of others, even if they differ from your own. Avoid minimising or invalidating their feelings. Embrace the full spectrum of emotions. Understand that it's natural and healthy to experience a wide range of emotions, both positive and negative. Embracing this spectrum allows personal growth and resilience. And finally, I think I say this in practically every one of my videos, seek professional help. If you find that toxic positivity has taken a toll on your mental health or the mental health of someone you care about, consider seeking support from a therapist, coach, or mental health professional who can help you navigate these issues. The wrap up. Toxic positivity is a well-intentioned but ultimately harmful mindset that can have significant negative consequences on individuals' mental health and well-being. Recognizing its characteristics and understanding its impact is crucial for fostering a culture of emotional authenticity, empathy, and support. By encouraging open conversations about our emotions and embracing the full spectrum of human experiences, we can move away from toxic positivity and towards a healthier and more compassionate way of relating to ourselves and others. What next? I could not be more thrilled with the way the channel is growing and for all your messages and comments. So thank you so much. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover, put it in the comments section below and I will definitely add it to the list. I read and respond to every comment, apart from the rude, mean or nasty ones. I won't tolerate bullies on my channel and they get deleted and banned. Each one of these videos takes up to 20 hours to write, record and edit, so I want to make sure that I'm spending my time wisely to give you content that's most useful for you. As always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Finally, thank you to everybody who stays until the very end and thank you so much for your continued support. It means the world to me.